Well, I'll tell you, my life was really very good down in Bay Ridge. I had everything going for me, and then, and then the roof fell in. My father comes home one day and says, "Hey, I got great news for everybody. I just bought a nice home for us out in Bensonhurst on 57th Street. There's no sidewalks, there's no nothing." And I'm saying to myself, but what's going on here? I don't belong out in the country. You know, in a way, even though my father had, like I said, that heavy hand, he was hardly ever around. He had 3 jobs. He worked in the bank on 75th Street and 5th Avenue, Bay Ridge Savings Bank. He worked part-time in Pole's Ice Cream Parlor up on 82nd Street and 5th Avenue. And he worked part-time in a couple of the bars, tending. I mean, the man was a worker, I'll give him that. And then, in between the 3 jobs, he'd be a big beer drinker. He'd be in the bars all night long. His side jobs were for his money. The bank supplied us with everything we needed to a certain extent. I mean, I got bologna, he got steak, but that's besides the point. He got ham, I got bologna and cheese again. But he could drink all night long and go straight to work and do that 2-3 days running. I don't know how the man did it. But, and then we had so many things right there. I mean, Dairy Queen and, oh yeah, great thing, that a real throwback. Our mode of transportation is, I guess it's called a soapbox racer or whatever the fancy words, but with just a 2x4 with a wooden fruit box from the fruit store right there also, and a pair of skates and a couple 1x4s for scrap wood for handlebars would create our own little racing car. And those things could really move, and were they ever fun, I tell you. Things that'll just never be again. So anyway, all I remember is we get in this truck and we're in the middle of nowheres. We get out on this dirt road. I mean, the houses were okay, don't get me wrong, but I heard the crickets. I mean, it wasn't even night yet and I heard crickets. Well, what's the first thing I do? This nice kid comes walking over. He's actually a year older than me, and he's Scandinavian also. Brother Benson. That was his nickname, Brother. And he introduces himself, and what do I do like a jerk? I ask him, who's the toughest kid on this block? He goes, well, there's only a couple of it, but I guess I would be. And I start a fight with him. I mean, I just gotta like show him who's the toughest. Well, anyway, strong son of a gun, and we're going at it for about a half hour, wrestling and this and that, the other thing. We weren't punching each other in the face or anything like that, like in a real street fight, and it comes out like an even thing. The first time I ever broke even. What do I do when I first go to school? Same thing. I think it was PS 121 up on 53rd Street and 20th Avenue. The first day in school in September, I'm in the 4th grade, or the 5th grade, I'm not even sure. No, it must have been the 5th grade. I go over and we're standing on lines. There's one line for the 5th grade, 6th grade, so on and so forth. I go on our line, I tap somebody on the shoulder, I go, who's the toughest kid in the 5th grade? And they point out this big guy to me. What do? I go walking over and bang, I hit him and I take him down and the fight's over, boom, 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 boom. And I go, well, I guess I'm the toughest kid in the 5th grade now. And I mean, this is the mentality I had. Really a little awkward. But we're going to go into a lot more things. But anyway, that was my move to Bensonhurst. When I first tried to go to sleep, and this lasted a long time, on 5th Avenue we had everything from trolley cars, which eventually became buses, to the trucks going by, to all the people walking on the street. There was always something happening. There was always noise, and I was right in the front room. My window would be open. I'd hear this noise, and it was wonderful. I couldn't sleep. There was no noise there. Literally, again, crickets. It drove me nuts. I can't tell you. It must have taken me years and years. I got insomnia. I couldn't sleep anymore. And that's no lie.